Hi, Azad.
Hi.
So, what book are you reading at the moment?
So I'm currently reading this book about ecology
Oh, wow.
from Newsborn. So it's Ecology for Beginners. This is a good series.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of books. Politics, philosophy, economics,
Whoa.
climate change. I've read all those, and then they have mathematics, money, law,
Psychology.
psychology. Sorry, I
Physics.
can't see it from it. And
Nice. Love it. So, Azad, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about ecology. I know you haven't finished the book yet.
Yes, I've read up to chapter 4, page 86 or 4.
Sounds good. So, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, okay?
Okay.
Question number 1. What do you think ecology is about?
Ecology is about.
What is it about? What is the topic?
I think it's helping the climate
Uh-huh.
and like helping a lot of animals, different places.
Mm-hmm.
It's also studying how those animals work together,
Excellent.
work against each other,
That's-
survive, and adapt to their environments.
That's a great explanation, Azad. Thank you. Now, why do you think trees are important?
Because without trees, we would release too much carbon. And
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, when we breathe in the oxygen, we release carbon, and without the trees, they wouldn't take in the carbon and give us
Carbon
oxygen
dioxide.
again. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we would have carbon dioxide just everywhere, and then we wouldn't be able to breathe.
And trees make something that we breathe in, right?
Yeah, oxygen.
Right. So what they breathe in, what we breathe out, i.e., carbon dioxide. We breathe in what they breathe out, right? i.e., oxygen.
And then there's also about trees again. Without trees, other species would also die that we rely on because they feed on it. For example, there's this type of ant that feed on like the bottom of trees.
Hey, that's a great explanation, Azad. That's brilliant. That's in-depth thinking there. And where is the biggest rainforest out of interest?
Oh, so it's in South America, the Amazon rainforest.
Excellent. It's in Brazil, isn't it?
And that rainforest, fact, has the biggest spiders in the world living there. They eat chickens. That's how
Oh
big
my
they are.
God, man.
They were discovered like a year or two ago. Chicken-eating spiders.
Chicken-eating spiders. I don't want to meet those ones, man.
Yeah.
I like chicken, but I don't like spiders. I tell you now, I don't want to be fighting spiders over chickens. Now, what happens when we throw trash on the ground, Azad? Why is that a bad thing, as opposed to a good thing?
Why is it a bad thing? Trash.
Say, for example, when people throw all that gunk and filth into the ocean.
Trash on the floor can always in the wind can take it to the ocean, and trash goes obviously into the ocean. It doesn't help the climate at all, and also when it goes into the ocean. Oh, another fact after this: when it goes into the ocean,
Yeah.
it affects animals. Like for example, turtles, they can get stuck in nets and stuff like that.
That's
And
very
there was
sad.
this area in the ocean that's been blocked off with ropes because it's like a really long line of trash, like really, really long.
So basically, the other problem that we get is we get all these microplastics, right? Small bits of plastic in fish and stuff, and then we eat it, and then it's very bad for our health.
In like if you drink bottled water, Coca-Cola, something like that, anything in plastic bottles, obviously they have
The microplastics
Yeah,
as well, lots of
microplastics.
toxins, bad for the environment, bad for us. It's basically just better to live naturally, isn't it? One last question. I know I said 3, but I think I've asked 4 or 5 now.
yeah, it's fine.
Let me ask you a slightly more complex one. How do animals help plants grow?
Animals help plants.
So, one example, for example.
So, one of the main examples is bees. They take pollen from the flowers, spread it to other flowers, and then they take more of that pollen. And when they take the pollen, they produce. Oh yeah, they produce. Obviously, they produce honey in their
Yes, that's their reward, isn't it?
area they're in. Yeah. And the pollen, I think it spreads to trees and stuff and other plants, making them all bloom and helping us to breathe.
Excellent. You see, now this is what I'm talking about. Deep thinking, learning about the world around you. Without bees, we'd have a big problem. You know, many people don't realize that, Azad. They think bees are nothing.
There's this cartoon children's movie that shows that. You guys probably heard of it. It's called the Bee Movie, quite popular.
Yeah.
And in that movie, bees were getting angry about having to do all this work, yeah. And then like they were angry about those people who sell the honey, yeah, making like let's say like bear. You know how they make bear bottles or something, yeah. And then they were making honey just for them. They won in court and they were allowed to make honey just for them. And then everybody, because they didn't have to pollinate it, everywhere else was just dying when they
Exactly.
went outside.
The planet collapses without bees. They help us, well, they help to spread the pollen that makes all the plants and trees and things that we and other animals rely on to eat. We then eat those animals and those plants. Imagine if the bees didn't do all that in the first place, everyone just will run out of food to eat and we'd just fall over. Boom, like a deck of cards. Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Azad, you did very well there. I'm very proud of you. Show us the book again. That's what he's reading right now.
For beginners.
Chapter 4, right? You got a few more chapters. Do you recommend it?
Yeah. I was gonna say just then. I recommend it for younger children,
Mm-hmm.
children my age, and slightly older children. It's really good. Like it teaches you a lot in a fun way
Mm-hmm.
with all the colorful images. Let me find one of the good pages.
Check it out,
Like
guys.
here,
Woo! Hot diggity.
here. There's lots of different images.
Now follow us for more, guys, because Azad and our other kids are going to tell you about lots of educational stuff. This is all about education, self-improvement, inspiration, entrepreneurialism, all the good stuff. Right, Azad?
Yep.
See you later.
Alright, bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.